Therefore, maybe this is the time for us to write to them and say, look, we may have to wait one more year, like so many companies. But then I said, look, that it's not the fault of these students, it is the fault of the market. Therefore, I don't want to penalize the students. And I said, somehow my intuition tells me that the market will pick up and we will succeed. But we didn't. We took those people, we welcomed them, all of that, but the market didn't improve. So therefore, this was a classical example of how I went by my intuition and against what was pointed out by data, and I was wrong.
Let's take the next question. That gentleman over there, yeah. Please take the mic.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Kishan Jamboor. I recently passed out of NMIMS. And we all know of your high regard for the SME sector and for the role of HRM in an organization. So I ask you, with limited resources, what tool of HRM could an SME use against companies much larger than them to stop the draining of its most important assets, as you call them?
To stop the draining?
Of its most important
that
assets,
is
the employees.
To stop poaching of talent by bigger companies from smaller companies. I think that is a very, very good question. You know, the only instrument that you have to retain your people is to create a reason in them for them to stay with you. It doesn't have to be salary alone. It could be the vision of transforming the world. It could be creating a great product. It could be creating a new market. Because if you didn't do that, then you are saying that those youngsters should not leave you and go to another company, because they also have their own dream. They also have their own reasons. So I don't know if it is fair for me to stop a youngster from leaving me if I am not in a position to show to that youngster that staying with me has better future for them compared to going elsewhere. So the onus lies on you to create a strong enough vision for the youngster to buy into that vision and stay with you. That's the way I have always looked at it, because there are 1,000 reasons for a youngster to go away from you, but there's only one reason for him or her to stay with you, and that is because that youngster sees extraordinary excitement, extraordinary opportunity, extraordinary future in running that marathon with you.
Okay, before I ask someone else to put the next question, one small announcement. Do not forget to switch on your mobile once you leave this interaction. I repeat,
that's a good one.
Do not forget to switch on your mobile once you leave this interaction.
This is the first time I have heard this. He obviously is a great leader. You see, he is not prescribing anything here. He is talking as if he is most bothered about you. So he says, please don't forget to switch it on when you go outside. This is a wonderful lesson. If you start, advising these youngsters this way, I can tell you nobody will leave you.
Okay, can we have the next question? The lady over there.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Dhara. I am a working professional. Now, as we see that this room is all filled up with students who would soon get launched in the market in front of the recruiters. Other than their professional education, skills, and qualification, what, according to you, are the other elements one needs to imbibe in oneself so that they could serve their company and the society in a better way? Thank you.
Well, first of all, discipline is extremely important. You know, I spent wonderful time coming from the airport to the hotel with 7, 8 kids. They were all very small, 5th year, 8th year, 3rd year, all of that. And I was talking to them, I was asking them a lot of questions. But I asked them, has any one of you been abroad? They said, yes, yes. What country? USA, etc. So many places. Say, what is the difference that you found between these countries and India? All these kids, they said, those places are cleaner. Everybody follows rules, traffic rules. So whether you are the citizen of the country, whether you are a resident of a city, whether you are an employee of a corporation, the first responsibility you have is to understand the rules of that institution, whether it's a nation, whether it's a city, whether it's a corporation, and strictly follow those rules. That is discipline, first. Second, you have to demonstrate speed in everything that you want, that you do. You have to take quick decisions. You have to do what you are supposed to do on time. You know, when I travel outside India and come back for maybe sometimes for a day, sometimes for a few hours, I'm very down. Because I find that huge roads are built abroad, even in a place like Thailand or Indonesia or Bolivia, in a matter of a year and a half or 2. I find in this country it takes 5, 6, 8 years to build a road. So therefore, what I would say is this: please practice how you can do things quickly, how you can take quick decisions. The third thing that you have to keep in mind if you want to succeed in a corporation is just ask a question. How can I become more innovative in what I am doing? What do I mean by innovative? Just ask this question. How do I do whatever I am doing cheaper or at a lower cost tomorrow compared to today? Second, how do I do whatever I am doing today with a better quality tomorrow? Third, ask this question: how do I do whatever I am doing today faster tomorrow? Just ask these 3 questions. That's sufficient. The moment your colleagues, your bosses watch you thinking about it and putting those thoughts into action, I will tell you, people will realize that you are an extraordinary person. Discipline, speed, innovation, high aspiration, these are all, and of course teamwork. There is no way that you succeed in any corporation without getting the best of other people. After all, the primary job of a leader is to make other people more productive, to make other people feel an inch taller in your presence. So therefore, teamwork is extremely important. So I would say, in addition to all the wonderful technical skills that you may have learned in your college, if you focused on discipline, high aspirations, speed, innovation, and teamwork, just to start there, and of course, leadership, which is providing confidence to your colleagues, all of that, then I think you will end up as a great leader, a great CEO.
Okay, let's have a question from here. Yes, please.
These people in the center also, they have been asking. So
yes, so that's why I've just moved here.
Yeah, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
So my name is Umang Jaiswal and I'm from Navratna School. Sir, I'd like to ask you that I'd read somewhere that you believe in the policy of Samasta Jananam Sukhina Bhavantu. And you'd said for us to achieve this, we must have two things, values and good leadership.
Yeah.
So what are these values and how do we practically achieve them? How do we inculcate them in the youth of today, as in our generation?
Well, I agree with you. For this society, for this country to be a better place, for this world to be a better place, we all have to believe in that, no doubt about it. But nothing worthwhile can be achieved without values. Because at the end of the day, what are values? Values form the set of protocol for behavior that we have all agreed amongst ourselves to provide confidence in each other. That is, let's say that three of us are working together. If we all say, look, nobody will take money from the kitty without informing, or we will take only this much, each of us will take only this much money. A good value system is one where we will follow this rule. Supposing we did not have a good value system, then you will all the time be worried, when I am looking that side, this fellow may put his hand in the till and take the money away. That means you are not very productive. You have no confidence in me. You have no trust in me. Therefore, if you want fast progress in the society, to make the society a better place, then every one of us must trust every other person. And such a trust will come only from a good value system, from a good set of protocol, good set of agreed upon rules for behavior. It's like, why is it that driving is so easy outside India? I'm sure many of you have been, or probably most of you. I mean, those children also remark that it's so easy to drive there, outside India. You know why? Because you have full confidence in the other drivers that the fellow won't come this way, all of that. Whereas in India, you don't have. I'll tell you, in Delhi, I have seen that 99% of the cars, they jump red light. I'm shocked, I am amazed that this happens. And they, it's not like they are not educated fellows, none of that, everybody is educated, everybody knows it. So therefore, I would say that values are extremely important if you want to build any institution, whether it's a corporation, whether it's a country, values are very important.
Since we're talking about leadership, and it's difficult for me to curb my own instincts.
No, please, please.
Do you see such values in any person right now in the country to inspire India?
No, I think there are certainly many people in different aspects. I would say that Dr. Manmohan Singh is a very honest man, very, very honest man. He is a very courteous person. He is a good team member. So there are many such examples. We had Mr. Sadanand Gowda, who was Chief Minister in Karnataka. He is a wonderful person. I think the current person who has been chosen, Mr. Siddaramaiah, is a very honest person. He is bothered about the people. He is a good, I think he is going to be a good Chief Minister. So there are, again also let's remember that we are all not gods. If we are perfect, then we should all be put there on the wall, and every time somebody should be doing pujas for us. So we are not that. Therefore, as long as we aspire towards, and in every action we try to do the good thing, I think we'll be much better.
Interestingly, you gave examples that were too far from Delhi and Gujarat. It would have been ideal if you could give some politically correct examples from Gujarat. Anyway, should we throw the, okay,
No,
yes.
I think here, there. Well, only, it's a boy, and then
Sure.
we
So there's a
can
boy over there, sir.
Okay, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Shaunak Shah.
Yeah.
I recently graduated from my engineering at Manipal University. Sir, as fresh graduates,
Yeah.
to get into businesses, how do you spot the right opportunity? Apart from the numbers, what other factors do you think one should consider?
Well, you see, for you to enhance the probability of success as an entrepreneur, you may want to do the following. One, when you get an idea, express the value of that idea to the market in a simple sentence. That's very, very important. What do I mean by that? Ask a question, will my idea reduce the cost compared to all other existing ideas, existing products, whatever it is? Or will my product make my customer more productive than all other products available in the market? Third, ask, will my product bring better comfort to the customer than all other existing products? Like that, ask very simple, direct questions. If the answer is yes, then your idea is likely to be a useful idea, it's likely to succeed. Second stage, before you go and invest lots of money, you have to do some inexpensive test marketing. That is, go to people known to you, who don't spend too much money, but ask them whether that product will be useful Will they buy? Ask them, will you buy? Today the products that are available are costing 100 rupees. Supposing I say that my idea can bring 20% more value, will you be able to give my product 105 or 110 rupees? Don't ask your friends. They will all say yes, yes, and they will not buy later on. So go and ask, random people who don't know who you are. So you have to do in some cases there will be corporate clients, some cases there will be individuals, retail clients, etc. But you have to do that, because then you are enhancing the probability of success. Third, you will have to put together a team of people who have very similar values but complementary strengths. That is, some one of your team member should know how to sell, somebody should know how to manage finances better, somebody should know how to produce the quality product, etc., etc. You alone will not be able to do that. Therefore, you will have to assemble a team of people who have complementary values, and they must all have very similar values. Why? Because, as I pointed out just earlier, if you people are not certain that when you are all looking or sleeping that other fellow will run away with your money, then you will not be effective. Therefore, value system is very, very important. Second, entrepreneurship is all about deferred gratification, which means it is all about sacrifice today in the hope that tomorrow will bring you riches. So therefore, they must all be people who believe in deferred gratification. So if you are certain of these, then I can tell you money will chase you. There will be many venture capitalists who will give you money. I think people here, yeah, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Himali Kanwar, working with Netafim Irrigation. Sir, you have served as a chairman in Infosys for several years, taken it to new heights, got it listed on NASDAQ. But then is there anything left that you would have wished you would have done as a chairman? Thank you.
Well, I think whatever we have done is minuscule compared to many, many corporations. For example, today look at Apple. Apple had a market capitalization of somewhere around today about $400 billion. Look at Facebook, a young fellow, less than 30, probably 27, 28. He founded a company sitting in the dormitory, and now that company is worth about $100 billion. So therefore, I think whatever little I have done, it pales in comparison with what some of these extraordinary people have done. Look at Bill Gates. As a student who was doing extremely well at Harvard, he had produced a paper. It was published. It was in mathematics as a second-year student, and he was top of the class. And this young man says, I see a lot of opportunity. This was in 1975. I see a lot of opportunity for these microcomputers. Therefore, I will leave my degree and go and start this. Parents get worried. They say, don't do it. He said, don't worry, I'll come back and get degree. And goes on to create a company that has transformed the world. even today, their market capitalization is about $260 billion. So therefore, I think it is very, very important for us in India to realize that whatever we have done is minuscule compared to many others. So therefore, we should think of such extraordinary people and derive inspiration from them and hopefully try. But you know, I mean, given my age and all of that, that is not possible. But people like you should think of those things. You should get inspired by these people and you should work hard.
Okay. Questions? Yeah, sure. You.
Good afternoon, sir. It's a privilege to have you here. My name is Mitesh Gandhi. I'm doing MBA in marketing from ITM Universe, Baroda. I would like to ask a question. What is the future of capable MBA students who are not a part of premier institutes like IIMs and IITs?
Well, you know, there are organizations that go mainly on the pedigree of the institution. But there are organizations that say, no, we will not go purely on the basis of the pedigree of the institution. We will assess the capabilities of the individual because we believe that there are smart and good people coming out of every institution. So therefore, there are opportunities for students coming out of institutions that are not in the top 5, top 10, etc. That's one. Second, I would not get that much worried about this issue because what I would do is, one, you join an organization, demonstrate the qualities that I talked about, and you will quickly rise. And at that stage, if you apply, in the interview, if you tell them what you have done, I can assure you nobody at that stage cares which institute you passed out from. Let me give you a very simple example. Mr. N. Chandrasekharan, who is the CEO of TCS, who has done an extraordinary job. We all know that, right? He has done an extraordinary job of making TCS